Wait, did I just hit damage cap? Hello everyone, this is Good Delay Games, and today I'm going to do a guide on Valkyr, my first warframe. Yeah, I know I skipped Rhino, and she took 3 days to complete. Yes, it hurt. No, I don't want to talk about it. Well, Valkyr is pretty basic. She doesn't have much. She doesn't have multi-shot as in ranged weapons. She's just working as a melee warframe. So it doesn't really take much to get her going, and she's got everything covered by herself. So now all you have to do is just give her a little push in the right direction and she will literally walk all of the path by herself. Okay, so if you take a look at the helmet section, you could see that I have put 5 Violet Archon shards, Tau Forged Violet Archon shards into Valkyr. So you would get melee critical damage. This is the most important part you should focus on getting. Now, one thing else should drive your attention to itself is when max energy is over 500, the damage boost doubles, and you should not forget about that part. So, moving on. As for Valkyr's mods, I have 2 builds, which are one claws out and one with melee with no claws. I'm just going to go over the mods so you could see them and recognize them, and the arcanes too. And here's the melee no claws build. So as you can see, the whole build is centered around her claw damage. The more ability strength you have, the more her claws get damaged. You won't need Eternal War, since you can just have infinite energy and you can always cast it. You need one mod slot for that. You don't need to waste it anymore. You can just cast it whenever you want because now you have infinite energy. I think she is the best melee user in the whole game. Because of her passive over here, you could see that she can deal 300% more damage and she can't die, so I think she might be the best option for melee weapons since she has an innate melee damage by herself. She doesn't need anything else. Now you put down the gladiator mods in her to just boost your critical chance for your melee weapons. This way you would maximize your damage and you can survive with 1800 health is like 4 seconds of reaction time, and by that time you have already done something. I'm pretty sure of it. As for the primary, you can wear any primary. The only difference is that you have to put this arcane dexterity in it so you get more combo duration, more seconds of combo duration. Same goes for the secondary weapon. And as you can see here, the grimoire. I'm just going to go over it and show you. Here I am introducing the grimoire again. I mean, I'm gonna use this weapon for every build, I guess, so might as well. You get the amalgam barrel diffusion to get dodge speed. You get the Vomit invocation to get ability strength. Ability strength gives your claws more damage, so you're going to need this. And you get the multi-shot and fire rate because the more primary shots I get, the more alternative shots I get, the more alternative shots I can do again, so I get more strength. And here is the dexterity, secondary dexterity again for that extra 7-second combo duration again. Also buy the tome mods directly from the developers since farming for it doesn't make sense. It will take a lot of your time and it's chancy. There's a high probability you won't get it. And the trade chat is overpricing them 30 platinum per mod, as you can just buy the whole bundle for 140 platinum. As for the melee weapon, we're again not going to use the melee weapon, but we're going to use the benefits. I don't know if these mods do work, like Boreal's Contempt. I don't know if it works on the claws too, but the rest of these don't. The rest of these don't activate for the claws. But the one I am hoping will is the melee dowdy over here, because it gives you critical damage. I'm not sure if it works on my claws, but I'm hoping it will. All of the times I have experimented with this, it has come to no conclusion, and I seriously don't know if this works or not. The most important thing is the weeping wounds, I guess, because the more status chance I get, the more melee dowdy damage I get. As for the Valkyr's claws themselves, I have put in melee exposure as the arcane, and the rest are as goes. I'm just going to go over them so you can see them. Now for the Tenokai, if you pay attention to the Tenokai and Valkyr's stance in fighting when she has her claws on, she uses her heavy twice. I mean, her heavy has two kinds of attacks. The first one is actually the weaker one, and the second one is the stronger one. So I think the only option you have is to have a few seconds of Tenokai to yourself so you could execute them both without sacrificing your combo. Now, because I am already one-shotting or one-clawing everyone, Blood Rush over here seems a little bit redundant. I don't think I'm going to need it, but because you guys are damage junkies, I'm just gonna leave it over here. I'm just pretty much gonna one-hit everyone with this primed reach, which is very useful for when you're doing just a chill steel path run and don't want to do a lot of damage. This is going to be really easy for you. So as for the elements I chose to give this one, I chose to give viral and heat, because heat takes off their armor by 50% and viral just really increases your damage, the damage you do. So I think this is the best available option, but you could really go wild if you want, because any one of these Archon mods that you see here are amplifying something else that you would need. And I need to say this again, your exalted ability, which is your claws, does count as ability and weapon, so you can benefit from these mods while you're putting mods on your claws. Like, you could just take off both of these and you would have toxin damage, but because of the Arkham mod that you're wearing, you would also have corrosive damage. And corrosive status effect, that's all you need. You don't even need the damage, because corrosive is really a trash of status effect. I mean, this is really better. So there's that. Now, if you pay attention, a lot of the high level enemies, what they get is armor when they level up, more armor and more health. But the only thing that stops us is the armor. Now I am getting corrosive damage, so I'm stripping them of their armor. For maybe the bosses are like getting 4 stacks, so they're going to be stripped 40% of their armor by the arcane, and the remaining 50% are going to be stripped away with the heat damage. So now I deal 90% of my damage to the bosses because of the heat and the exposure, and I deal 100% of my damage to the normal enemies. So I'm just going to completely ignore all of their resistances, and go straight for their health, which is the only viable option in high level missions. If you pay attention to the screen, there's an infected sword appearing in the middle of it. That's when you have the opportunity for Tennokai before it disappears. Also, this build is really a late game build and end game build, so if you don't have all the parts, just relax, you don't need to do much. She's really an independent warframe. Independent woman. So, if you have Nako, you need to subsume him and get this ability, Bright Bonnet, so you could get energy and ability strength for your warframes. It's really the best, I think, subsume ability, because if you're not choosing a warframe for their abilities, what are you choosing them for, right? And if you are choosing them for their abilities, ability strength is just the best option in every way. So just subsume Nako the first chance you get. Eat that mushroom, man. Now I have to tell you something else. You see, when I was a boy,
I beat my father's skull in with a hammer.
I used to watch documentary videos with my dad about wildlife and such, and the Resident Evils just dropped, and there were these monsters called lickers, which were really fast, really strong, really everything. You know, they are so fast and strong they can catch and kill anything, but the real life animals fail a lot of the times. My dad was a professor, and I say was because he is retired now, and I turned to him and asked him, Dad, why aren't the real life nature predators we see not like the ones we see in Resident Evil? So he turned to me and said, what do you think would happen if they caught their prey every time? And that's when it hit me. If they have 100% success rate, they are going to catch, kill every animal on the planet, so there would be none left. And I talked about all of this because I'm pretty sure there are stronger builds than this, but you're going to sacrifice your energy consumption and your duration for damage. Now, that's not going to be optimal for me. You need to continue to have your claws out all of the time, 100% of the time, and in order to do that, you must have duration. Duration gives you less energy consumption. Less energy consumption means you can always have your claws out, so I am already hitting damage cap, which means I'm hitting with so much damage the game can't even show it. So I'm not going to be sacrificing my duration for more damage. You get my feeling? And for those of you that know me, when I tell you what to build on them, I also teach you how to play them. You use your tome to get the maximum strength out of it, and then you do a couple of void slings to get more ability strength, and then you put down the mushroom so you get even more ability strength, and now you're ready to get your claws out and you're ready to go. That was it. If you run out of energy, just equip your primary weapon and wait for the enemy to hit you so you get your energy back. So congratulations, you are now an unstoppable raging ball of aggression. Go and wreak havoc.